Most enterprise security programs are built on an assumption we never actually even say out loud, that the systems we secure behave predictably. Now, AI completely breaks that assumption. Modern AI systems aren't just a chatbot anymore. They're not just answering questions. They're generating code. They chain decisions across multiple steps. They interact with APIs, and they're increasingly taking actions that have real-world impact. So the question for security leaders isn't, is the model safe? Models are never going to be safe. The question becomes, do the controls that we rely on and already have in place still work for systems that have non-deterministic outcomes, that are making real changes in the world? And here's the core idea. Many enterprises still assume that their systems operate exactly like they did 5 years ago, that yesterday's controls still work like they do today. And autonomous AI completely violates that premise. Not because AI is magic, but because they create new runtime behaviors. And in practice, that illusion is showing up in seams. We have a ton of identity and permission drift. Pilots are now deployed with incredibly broad access. So agents get this temporarily wide permission, which if you've ever deployed anything to production, you know nothing is more permanent than a hack. And the permissions never get tightened. 2, we have tool and connector sprawl. We have MCP and skills and adapters and toolkits and webhooks. And every integration is a new execution surface. And the inventory and the lookups are always lagging behind reality. Recently, I talked to a customer who's still using an Excel spreadsheet to identify all of their integrations. This is reality right now. We haven't caught up to the tooling of AI systems. And data boundary confusion. Agents will see sensitive context in one system and then hand it over to another more helpful agent. Tickets, docs, logs, code. These aren't just privacy risks, they're boundary control problems. Workflow escalation. Things like emails that then become an executable. Summarizing tickets now becomes, hey, close the ticket, update the pull request. Prepare those changes are now applying those changes. And that's autonomy risk, when requests start to become action. And the fix isn't to panic, it's to update the control model. And I think there's some practical moves here we can make to actually do that. We need to constrain the autonomy, make these agents maybe earn capability. Obviously use least privilege, watch my last video on that. We could use short-term tokens, making things like reading cheap and writes more expensive. And really start to follow the rule of 2. Have the asking, summarizing, reading agent be separate from your writing agent. We need to start treating prompts and tool calls as production code paths. That means logging and reviews and regression testing. You should be able to answer the questions like, what did it see? What did it decide? And what did it actually do? We need to start measuring the risk, not just the model quality. We need to shift away from, did it say something bad, to, can it cause harm in my environment? We need to start testing for data exfiltration and unauthorized access. Privilege escalation, just like we used to in the last 30 to 40 years of cybersecurity. AI doesn't just add a new attack surface, it changes the entire idea of enterprise controls. Listen, if you're deploying agents to production, you need to just ask yourself this one question. Where does my system get to act? And how do we constrain, control, and revoke that power? My name is David Campbell. Follow me in this channel for more information on AI security and AI risk.